Welcome on in. It's another edition of the Clap Your Hands podcast. Eliot Shorr-Parks, Fritz, James Jackson, all just so well rested off of our.
We had our time off.
Yeah, listen, but when it's time to get back in the lab, because there's ball to be talked about. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
You seem happy. Why are you so happy?
Well, you seem sad. Why are you so
I'm not
sad?
mad.
Yeah,
I'm not mad. I'm not
could be the
sad.
same
You
reason.
seem in quite the irritable mood. Yeah. Which is, look, here's the good news for you.
Yeah.
I know the Phils are struggling.
Yeah. At least my Sixers are almost here.
Exactly right. Like you can put them aside for now. This isn't high hopes. This isn't go Birds. We're here to talk about a winning team that you can trust.
Yep.
So
Well, that's because it's the offseason.
turn that frown upside down. Time to talk about the best team in the city.
Yeah. No, it's great. Get you on that polygraph. Get you on
Yeah,
the
I can't
polygraph.
wait.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good
Yeah,
day.
I'm
James
excited for you to be on the polygraph.
won't be on it
I
because,
know.
again, it's our idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, James Jackson's also here. James, you have had, every time I check your Instagram feed, you're in a river, you're
Lake,
officiating
body of
weddings.
water, yeah.
It's good to see you.
All over New England. All over, you said the Northeastern Corridor,
Yeah.
all over it.
This guy.
It was lovely.
I was in Canada.
I was in
You
Maine.
tried to, I guess, discourage my trip to Niagara Falls. It didn't work.
Yeah. Oh,
Niagara
so
Falls was beautiful.
you liked it? Okay, so
I'm
I,
really
Buffalo side or
wondering-
Toronto side?
I was on the Toronto side.
I was on the Toronto side, too.
Yeah, way
I was
better.
on the
That's
Canada
what,
side.
that's what we said.
So,
So
but-
I don't understand where
Well, hold on. First, you saw a rainbow, which is cool.
I saw a double rainbow.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
I didn't
So,
put
like,
a double rainbow on
if I
Instagram.
saw a double rainbow, my experience would
Have
been
you ever
different.
seen the
I
beginning?
just think it's
and-
a waterfall.
have
It's
you-
a waterfall.
No, much
Yeah, it's
worse.
a big
I saw a double
waterfall.
rainbow. You cannot tell me it's anything. It's much.
Well,
more than-
it sounds like you think the double rainbow was cool more
Have
than.
you ever seen the beginning and end of a rainbow before? Like where it starts and it would change your life.
Well, I agree.
It would-
but it
and I've
didn't- it
only
just-
seen that in Niagara Falls.
But it happened to be in Niagara Falls. It wasn't about Niagara.
I'm not separating the two.
I do believe that there is pot of gold.
I could see it.
Yeah, like you should, first off,
They should do it.
they should. be
They
good
should
at
do
There
it.
should be rainbow chasers. That
Every day?
there's a
Yeah.
rainbow.
Mythbusters. Maybe.
Put some gold. there.
every day. Every day
Yeah.
they should be out there. And Elliot, I know. Last time we talked, you were like, "Ho hum, I'm going to Maine."
Yeah.
Not a big Maine guy, and you come back. Texting you during it. I thought you were ready to move.
I honestly might move. We've been looking at real estate for vacation homes.
Yes.
It is unbelievable up there.
Yeah.
Like, people on Go Birds are making fun of me because I talk about it so much since we were there. But in all seriousness, if you're listening to this pod and you haven't been to Maine, I could not recommend it more. As the big Maine guy on the pod,
Right.
I'm the carry the Maine flag. I consider myself pretty well traveled. No big deal to me. It's the most consistently, scenically beautiful place I've ever been. It's true. Like, everywhere I looked, it was unbelievable. I hiked. I went to the top of that mountain you guys
Define
said.
the scenes because you very scenic.
Beautiful
Define the
water, a
scenes.
bunch of boats in the water looked really cool. It's really green. It was awesome.
I actually go back to.
I saw a sea lion. I saw a puffin.
a puffin. Yeah.
You want to guess how big a puffin is?
Is that a fish?
They're pretty big.
No, bird.
Ah,
Yeah.
No.
What'd you say? Pretty big, right?
Only because of how you're
Right.
react.
Puffins are like the size of, I don't know,
I would think like a penguin.
2 baseballs. Like, they're tiny.
Oh really?
I thought they were like penguin size.
Yeah,
Me
I thought they
too.
were penguin
Yeah.
size.
Good.
How about that?
The only thing
I'm
about
welcome to Maine, man.
the only thing about Maine is like no sports scene up there.
Nah.
Yeah, which
yeah.
is why I'm wondering why you're pushing Maine so hard.
Well, because listen.
Well, the
I
Phils
think-
are losing, so right now I don't really want to be
I think
around
there's-
sports.
But there's nice that.
You can't even
didn't work.
comment
It
on
didn't
it.
work.
It
It didn't work.
I
It didn't
want to.
work.
I want to throw you through.
I know,
the,
I
the
know.
wall. But like, I think you actually grow closer to sports teams if you leave.
I
Like-
could see that.
Like if you followed your team from afar for a year, because then the pride starts. Like the pride, like I'm from
Right,
Philadelphia,
right.
starts showing. Like I don't really wear Eagles gear around here, or
When you leave.
when I leave town,
Yeah, it's
all
Go
I wear
Birds
is,
every day.
Big
is
Go
Kelly
Birds guy?
Green. Yeah.
So-
But if you were born in a
Kelly
place
Green.
like Maine that had no,
Well, no, I know,
hometown
but we're
sports
talking
team,
about, like-
you wouldn't be bred with that.
I will say
well,
that
but
thing-
it's close to Boston.
I was gonna say what I will say from going up there and going like through New Hampshire, Maine, like a lot of like I can see why Boston's such a big sports. Like that's
Yeah.
a large stretch of land for one.
That's why
to
the
root for
New
one
England
team.
Patriots. Not
No, I
the-
agree. Yeah,
Not the Boston Patriots.
yeah, that's a good point.
That's a fair
So
point.
I have one last vacation question, then we'll get into the Sixers.
Sure.
Team USA. All right. So on vacation, and I will say in Maine, you see a lot of like different teams, like, because everyone's traveling. What do you guys think about, let's say you were walking through Maine, right?
Yeah.
And you saw someone in, I won't use a baseball thing, but like, let's say you saw someone in a Seahawks hat,
Uh-huh.
Seattle Seahawks. Do you think it's a nice gesture just to be like, go Seahawks? Like even if you don't
did it?
Yeah, like if I did it. Like a nice gesture to somebody. Because let's say you were wearing
No.
Hold on.
I do it all the time.
Let's say you were wearing a Phillies hat somewhere,
Okay.
right? And someone who you didn't know wasn't a fan was like, go Phils. Like you would like that. That make you happy.
do it literally all the time.
Even if it's not the team you don't like. I think it's a nice gesture. I think it's like a kind thing to do to someone.
Well, as someone who's had strong takes about the term "Go Birds" here,
Yes.
I don't know if you're asking the right guy,
No.
but it's a weird move. I would never do it.
It's weird, but I think it's nice.
But you just said when you go out of town, you'll wear a bunch of Eagles.
So if
gear.
I see a Philly fan,
you're not gonna
like,
say go
that's
Phils?
different.
I'm saying
If I see a guy wearing a Seahawks hat, I'm like, hey, go Hawks.
No, I think.
I think
That's
it's
what
a
he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
it's a nice gesture.
Oh no, that's weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I agree it's
thought
weird.
I thought it was like if you're a fan of that team. And you
I agree it's weird, but what if I was walking through Maine wearing my Paul George jersey and someone was like, "Yo, go Sixers"? Like that
I
would
would
make
think
me
they're a
feel good.
Sixers
It would make,
fan.
but I would just think they're a Sixers. If
but it would
I
make
found
me
out,
happy.
If I found out they're like a Raptors fan, I'd be like, okay, that was weird.
Well, you're
Yeah.
not going to talk to them. You're like
Well, why
walking by
not?
each other.
If someone said to me, "Go Phils,"
You
and
might
I'd be like,
crack
well,
up a conversation.
What would you say?
I would say, name 5 players.
Yeah. As a
Prove
big
it.
gatekeeper of fandom, I can definitely picture
Prove
you
it.
doing that.
Yeah.
Like, how sad are you right now?
Why are you asking? Why are you smiling?
Yeah,
Why don't
exactly.
you
Yeah.
turn
No
that
true Phillies-
smile?
No
Yeah.
true Phillies fan is gonna look at you smiling and say, "Go Phillies."
Yeah.
We'll catch Jack smile and tell you that much.
Won't find it.
Nope.
Won't find it. Hard to find. But yeah, I think that if you liked Maine, you would have loved Banff.
What's Banff?
That's where I was.
Where were you?
Canada.
Okay, right.
Canada.
Yeah, I think it's probably very similar if I had to guess.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. We're all just big nature guys.
Yeah, I will say the hike up the Bumblebee Mountain,
Yeah.
right?
Those beehive.
Beehive, right? I did it.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
That's good.
There was
Strong
one part
stance
of
at the
it.
top of the
There was
mountain.
one part of it I thought was hard.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know there'd be like ladders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not ladders, is just like metal attached to the rock that you use to climb up. And I did it.
Did you think about turning around at that point?
Nah, I will say it wasn't as scary as I thought because although you're high up, you're not at like a cliff. Like if I were to fall, I'm sure I'd hurt myself, but I would like roll.
Not die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Although there is a sign at the beginning being like people have died and hurt themselves. So be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Could have been you. Hey,
Got a
I'm
nice
glad-
little hiking jacket before I went. I was ready to go.
Just glad to see you again.
I know you are.
Just glad to see you again.
Yeah, I know you are.
We didn't lose you in Maine.
Yeah,
We didn't lose
I
you in
made
Maine.
it.
That's good. So yeah. So what has happened in the last 2 weeks since we recorded? Embiid couldn't stop talking for a little bit there.
Yes, I'm
Yeah, it's
happy.
bad.
I'm happy you remembered to bring this up
Because-
I have thoughts on it.
It was a lot.
There's a lot of talking
for me. Embiid was playing and then not playing.
Yes.
And we'll get to his Olympic performance. Daryl was on some podcast.
Yep,
Marcus Morris is back. Reggie Jackson
might be back.
Might be back. Reggie Jackson is Sixer, and huge change to the history of Philadelphia that we will get into at the end.
All right, where you want to start?
I want to start with Embiid at the Olympics with the playing stuff.
Okay.
So I'm glad he's there for the experience. I'm glad he's there. I don't think this is helping him.
Yeah.
Like I don't think this is helping him at all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
He's
so,
just not an international player.
So hold on. All right, hold on. So I don't think he's playing as bad as people are making it out to be. Number one, I thought the first group game they played, I will admit I missed the first 5 minutes because I was coming back from the Eagles. So it sounds like that really shaped a lot of people's opinion.
Because Jokic was cooking him.
Well, he started really bad. He missed the free throws, but in the
Come on, man,
second,
he's a minus 15.
yeah, I know. People love to bring that up. The plus minus is like, okay. But in the second half, I thought when the game was relatively close, he had that hard foul, which was like classic Embiid. He was frustrated, like he did it. But I thought it got the team going for what it's worth. So I didn't think he played that bad in the first game. As for him being benched in the second game, Steve Kerr already said he's going to play next game and that he's going to start next game. Well, I think it is a dumb coaching strategy. Like, it's not hockey. It's basketball. We don't need to do, like, line shifts. Kerr is obviously going through it where he's, like, picking guys that aren't playing. And if we can all be honest, if Tatum has to sit for a full game, then Embiid has no right to be upset sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum is an arguably more accomplished player than Embiid is, right? I know he doesn't have an MVP, but he does have a title. He's had a lot of playoff success. Like, Tatum is right there with Embiid. Probably not as a player, but in terms of accomplishments and, like, where they're at. If he's going to sit for a full game, then Embiid can't be upset. And I don't think Embiid was upset. I think there's been no indication he, like, threw a pity party or was mad about it. I watched the game. He seemed fine on the sideline. He was clapping. He was getting up. Like, so
It would have been a bad scene for him if he just
yes,
sat
it
there.
would have been very bad.
Yes.
But to your point, yeah, I agree. This is not helping. Like, I think the hope was that he would go to the Olympics, and there's still time for what it's worth. Like, if he has an awesome gold medal game, then none of this matters. But as of right now, this has not helped the Embiid brand. Like, people are still making fun of him. He's still getting made, he's still getting called a loser on Twitter. People are booing him, like in the Olympics, I should say, because he didn't pick.
But that's the French.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, he's getting crushed locally by the media. Like, it's not been a positive for Joel yet. I think it's fair to say.
No, and I will say real quick, it was the Tatum not playing was good for my brand.
It was good for your brand.
Yes,
people love to make fun of Tatum. So
he is
enjoyable for everybody.
Not that guy, but it's okay. And it was kind of funny. It's like, all right, Jason Tatum's coming off winning a title, right? He's supposedly the best player on the team,
right?
And Drew Holiday's starting.
I know.
Derek White's playing like 15 minutes, and Tatum's just chilling.
Derek White got brought in as a replacement in this.
Exactly.
Steve Kerr needs to realize it's not the Steve Kerr show. Like, we're here to watch the best players. Like, what is playing Derek White and Drew Holiday over Tatum, sitting in?
We're trying to win ball games.
They're winning by 40 points. I think whoever they play,
I'm winning by 40.
They won the last game by quite a bit, by like 35 points or something like that.
Like 20.
Yeah, but they were up like 20 or whatever. They're winning by a lot of points, regardless, right? Steve Kerr is making this the Steve Kerr show with all these Tatum's not going to play today because it's a matchup thing. Yo, you're playing Serbia and South Sudan. You shouldn't have the matchup problems. Like, you're way better than these teams. Embiid should play. Like, I am happy that he didn't throw a fit by it, but it's disrespectful to just not play an entire player for a game. It was embarrassing for Tatum. Tatum had to sit and get mocked on Twitter for a few days. Why?
Oh, my God.
Because
Twitter?
Kerr was working on not just Twitter, ESPN, everywhere else, right? Clap your hands. We didn't record, so he
would have been mocked.
Yeah, would have been mocked. And then Embiid agrees to play for Team USA, is in the Olympics, and now he's going to have to deal with the whole, he's getting benched, this is why he'll never win, da-da. Just play him 15 minutes. What are we doing here? Why do we have to embarrass a player each game?
Because they
2-1-5.
They only have a certain amount of players that can play.
They don't. There's no rule. They can play as many players as they want. This is a self-imposed rule.
Look at you. Do you want all the little leaguers? They all got to play too?
Yes, I do want all the little leaguers to play. I do. I do.
So serious.
But I'm saying, in all seriousness, what is Kerr gaining?
Is that because you? Never mind.
I was one of the best. I was one of the best players on my team. I was always one of the best players on my team, to be clear.
Yes.
I was. I led the JV team in goals. We've been over this.
Yep.
But
we won't get to what happened after.
Yeah, I quit on my own.
Sure.
Yeah, but regardless. What does Steve Kerr gain?
Yes, I do think all the little leaguers should play.
Yeah.
And no, Coach Johnson, when I was 12.
I'm deep into coffee right now. I started all the time, to be clear.
Yeah, okay.
I did. You can ask anybody. My high school coaches called into the station.
That is true.
You wouldn't catch me on the bench.
No.
And I do think the little leaguers should all play. I do. That might be the pod title. All little leaguers. Embiid should play.
I was the best player on my high school
Chapter
teams.
2. Eliot was the best player on his team.
Eliot starts tearing up talking about how when he was 12 he didn't get to play.
It's just good to see you smile again.
No, it's
man.
good. No,
Yeah.
I needed that. It's good. It's
But
good.
will you guys agree it's ridiculous he didn't play Tatum and Embiid?
I think it's
absurd.
hilarious.
I haven't heard it put this way, but I do think there's a little bit of Steve Kerr being I need to take control of the situation. It's got to be my lineup. It's got to be what I set. And,
right.
And you could kind of just
relax, bro.
Could roll the team out there, but
you're putting these players through an embarrassing thing.
Here's
for no
what I
reason.
would push back on I would push back on two things. One, I think you're downplaying how good international play is at this point. If they just roll out all 10 of them at any point and treat it like an all-star
11
game,
of them.
Yeah, I think they'll get beat at some point by some of these teams. And two, I don't think that's how Coach K would do it. I think Coach K would make a decision and then not feel the need to kind of explain it like Steve Kerr.
Well, first of all, Coach K never coached at a real level, so I don't really care what he does.
He was a Team USA coach.
He was Team USA coach.
Right, not a real level. Okay. He's not like a proven NBA coach.
And he choked in 05.
He coached
exactly.
successfully the same teams that
you're bringing up the guy that he win a bronze one year.
Well, that's because you're boy.
Hey, Iverson didn't have a great Olympics.
Iverson
How do you want me to do?
Was not having a great
but
Olympics.
To your point about if they play all 11 guys, they'll lose.
That's not what I said. I said if they don't worry about matchup and playing them the right way.
Do you want them to win or do you want them not to win?
I want them to win, but I also think when a player agrees to go, should.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
A player agrees to be on the team. So what?
Yeah. So you
He
think
wants a gold medal.
Do you think
He wants-
Do you think Tatum enjoyed not playing an entire game?
No.
Do you
No,
think
he even said
okay,
it. He said it was
so-
a humbling experience.
Yes,
So
exactly. We're not here to
what?
humble people. You think
They're
playing?
trying to win a
You
a
think
gold
Not here
medal.
to save their feelings.
But you
though.
think Embiid and Tate? But the reality is, these players are powerful enough that them agreeing to come here comes with the
All right,
idea.
so is he gonna force his way off the Olympic team? Like, what's he gonna do? Get traded?
Well, I bet you he won't come back.
Oh,
Like that
okay.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Kerr is like 2 of the top 6 players in the league. He's like, good thing he's humbling him and teaching him a lesson.
Well,
like
someone
play him
better.
for 10 minutes. I don't think 10 minutes is gonna swing the impact. of the
So
game. It's Embiid and
I-
Tatum we're
I
talking
can agree
about.
with
They're
that.
they're a better player than any player on any other team besides maybe Jokic, who's overrated.
sure. So the one thing I have found funny is that like Windhorst said today on the ESPN on Get Up, he's like, Steve Kerr is putting on a masterclass.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what are we talking about?
Yes,
here?
thank you.
It's not doing it.
Like you, if they don't win these games by 40, it's a disappointment.
Calm down, Steve Kerr. Like,
Like,
no one's here to see you coach.
it's a
okay? No one's here to learn about like rotation. It's not a
What's your-
rotation masterclass.
I don't need-
Put Embiid in the game. He's one of the best 5 players in the league. If you can't win a game by playing Embiid and Tatum against Serbia and South Sudan, then you're not the guy for the job.
You don't wanna
You're
break
not
down
that.
his-
What's the?
You're
not that guy?
You're not that guy. You're not that
Hey,
guy.
does Steve
It
Kerr
didn't
not
help-
have aura?
Chapter 2.
It
You're not
doesn't
that
have
guy,
a-
Steve
I
Kerr.
hate
Yeah.
the whole aura thing. That's
The
all
aura
on.
thing is tough.
I
I-
hate
It
the
is
whole
tough.
It is
aura
like a
thing.
young person.
They have. I mean, they've.
If I ever tweeted that, I think I would get torn.
you'd lose your
Yeah.
aura.
Yeah, I would.
No way. They have. Oh, the word aura has lost its aura.
I agree with that.
But-
And well, let me circle back really quick.
Go ahead.
I'm not disrespecting Serbia or South Sudan.
You would never do
I
that.
would never do
Oh.
that. I'm a big fan of the FIBA international
do.
game. But I almost said the Sixers. Do you think the Sixers would win the Olympics?
They would
be
compete.
close.
Yeah, they would compete.
I think they'd win.
Probably lose. I mean,
I mean,
Embiid versus Jokic.
Canada would be tough.
Canada, Germany, France. These teams would be tough.
Germany.
Sixers aren't tough.
Well, the hope was Embiid would get there and learn how to be tough, but unfortunately, Kerr has to teach everyone about rotation. so
Out of bounds
he
plays?
can't play. Yeah.
Wait, so
So how embarrassing is it for Kerr to step to the podium after a game and be like, "I thought this was our best chance to win"? You tell me you couldn't figure out a way to win with Tatum and Embiid in the game?
dude, I wish you were. You should fly to Paris and
I
just start
should.
grilling.
Grilling
Kerr.
him. Be like,
hey, hey, coach, congratulations on the matchups versus.
yeah, that was awesome. You really exposed the weaknesses of Serbia.
Meanwhile, you have Anthony Davis, LeBron,
Yeah,
Steph
exactly,
Curry.
yeah.
What do you think their game plan was?
Yeah.
Like what matchup were they exploiting?
I just thought of this take, but I like it.
Yeah, no, I like it too.
Yeah,
I'm now mad at Steve Kerr.
Right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, grow up, Steve.
Be a real coach.
Yeah.
He's only ever won with like this Durant, Steph, KD, Clay. Like now all of a sudden he can't figure out how to win with Tatum.
Dude,
He's so smart at basketball that he knows Derek White is more valuable than Tatum.
he is. Oh, I've been
Apparently.
saying it for years. Been saying it
The
for
substitute god himself figured it out.
Have you watched much of the Olympics besides the?
I have.
Yeah, are they good?
Yeah, I like him.
Dude, that French swimmer's sick, man.
I didn't watch it that close.
You don't watch?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, I thought I was getting an expert over here.
Well, I watched swimming, but I don't know like what was sick about him. Did
Well,
he
dude,
win?
he's like going after Phelps's records.
Cool.
Michael Phelps is dominant.
Yeah, Michael Phelps got the ponytail.
He
now,
does
too.
have the ponytail.
Yeah.
No, but my final point. One
I
of
do
the
have
things
an
about,
Olympics take.
the one thing about Embiid is that like the international game.
I was ready to take you seriously. I was locked in.
I can't.
I was locked in. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's the thing about FIBA.
Just 3 guys talking hoop, man. Just 3 guys talking hoop. Go ahead.
You're thinking about the international. More ball movement.
Oh my god. He's trying to be serious about
I know. This podcast is.
off the rails.
I would.
It is.
You would love FIBA with your like role player thing.
Yeah, dude.
It's beautiful.
Oh my god.
They have pick and rolls, back cuts.
Oh my god.
And B's not that guy.
Pathetic.
He's not a back
Oh
cutsman.
shit.
No back cuts.
No back cuts.
He's not. Listen.
He's not built for it.
The international game is built on ball movement.
Oh my god. Man, the Phillies really broke you.
She says.
Yeah. Oh god.
What a
no,
dumb-
it's been beautiful basketball.
It really has. Embiid's,
Also, how about Steph being like, it's tough when you only have 5 weeks to prepare. You have
dude, you have the
11 best players in
Can
the
you imagine
tournament.
the other team saying that?
I know. South Sudan and Serbia for years have been practicing for this, and they can't even keep it close.
Yeah. So again, don't need to break down the international game, but I don't know if that's Embiid's style. Embiid is a back to the basket, all that kind of good stuff.
One legitimate thing that I think could be true is I've fought back on the Embiid foul merchant thing, but if he's not getting calls now, I don't think it matters because in the NBA you can get calls and you can play that game. But I do think there's some fair criticism to when he's not able to be bigger and get foul calls, he doesn't look as good. I think that is a fair criticism.
I don't know. This might not make sense. The court,
as opposed to the last.
Dude, the international game's different. I don't know.
It's a beautiful game.
It is a beautiful game. It's ball movement. It's back pick. It's back when basketball is basketball.
It is funny. Well, sorry, go.
No, but
this whole the FIBA's so different than the not really.
Nah, it's
minor
different.
difference.
Nah, you don't.
I think Katie really exposed that when he talked about it a lot. Yeah, it's not.
Poor guy. This poor guy tweeted well, not even the poor guy. The guy sounded like a D.
Who is this?
This guy, the guy that Katie replied to. He's like, imagine being an NBA. Imagine tweeting at an NBA player. I actually know more than you. It's just crazy. No, but the court looks smaller. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks smaller.
It does.
It looks like they don't have the same kind of space. And I know Embiid's a monster and LeBron's out there and they're way bigger. But
dude, LeBron is still so good.
I'm aware.
Yeah, he might be cooked in the NBA, but he is he's a cheat code.
Is he?
He's a cheat code.
Yeah.
How about 3x3 basketball?
Yeah, I'm pro 3-on-3.
I am too, but why are we sending Jimmer Fredette? Why not?
Jimmer wanted.
Hey, you know what? If Tatum and Embiid aren't going to play, they should demand the 3-on-3 tournament.
Dude, they should do 1-on-1.
That would be sick. I mean, again, USA would crush.
What about 21? Should they play 20?
Well, it seems like in 3-on-3, when you make a basket, the ball keeps moving.
You know who'd suck
Well,
in
you
3-on-3?
take it right out as soon as you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who would win a 1-on-1 game, Embiid or Jokic?
Embiid.
Jokic wouldn't have anyone to pass.
Exactly. Yeah, Embiid would Jokic would be passing it out of bounds. Yeah.
Hey, making the right
Embiid
play.
would crush Jokic 1-on-1.
Making the right play.
So beautiful.
You think USA will win in 1-on-1?
Yes.
Well, okay. You think the winner of the USA? You think the winner of 1-on-1 would be
Canada? Has some guys.
I'm thinking Luka, Giannis.
But Luka's not in the Olympics, is he?
But I'm saying if this was you're
saying just every player in the world.
every player in the world, every country's represented.
Giannis has no bag. Giannis has no bag.
He can just literally straight line drive to the rim.
Wemby might be tough.
Yeah,
it's big.
Yeah, we'll see. But either way, I don't appreciate the games being at 3 in the afternoon.
It does suck.
I'm trying to do a radio show.
Dude, the next one's Saturday at 11 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yeah.
See, I like that. It's walk nap time.
Yeah, that's good time.
You got to go Birds. Or Parks, Yeah.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Good job.
You're going to miss the beautiful game.
Yeah.
So, Embiid has talked a lot. And, I actually questioned at one point. I was like, does he know that this is being recorded?
Yeah.
He just is.
I agree.
He's out there a little bit. And the one thing I don't like about the quotes is that it feels like already kind of making excuses. I didn't like in the GOAT thing about the GOAT conversation. He was like, listen, we all need help too. It's sure, it's true, but I wish there's more I'm that guy rather than injuries and I need help. And then the quote about the Team USA, are you guys going to win gold? He's like, well, there's a lot of good teams. It's they just say, just a little bit more. Sometimes I think he lacks confidence.
Well, and it's the whole thing with LeBron where he goes, look, we have great players, but they're older.
I know.
Who's that? What are you doing?
What do you
what's
think
the
LeBron's
benefit of saying this? Whether it's correct analysis or not, and honestly, the way LeBron's played, it's obviously not correct analysis. But regardless, I just don't get what Joel gains from this. I just don't. So, all right, Joel doesn't get to say whatever he wants and then also be like, why don't people like me? If you want to be honest and say how you feel, go for it. I appreciate honesty. But then if he wonders why people are when he says Tatum only won because he has a super team. If I went 5 for 20, there's no shot we'd win. Yeah, that might be correct. But again, what do you gain from this? So yeah, look, it's interesting to hear. I appreciate the content. My advice, if I was Joel's friend, would be it's just not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and even the 5 for 20 thing, then it's okay, so the rest of your team's just, you're throwing those guys under the bus.
You're basically being I've never had a good, is essentially what you're saying.
Right.
Not to mention, by the way, Tyrese Maxey saved you.
I was going to say, that did happen.
Yeah, he did.
You
now,
won.
now Maxey didn't play well the next game for sure. But like Embiid has been saved. Harden won them 2 games. Harden also saved them. Was it game 4 at home, right?
Game 5.
Game 5, he was awesome. Embiid was good in that game too.
Yeah.
But game 5 was when Harden was awesome. He hit the shot. PJ yelled at him. Like, Embiid has been saved in the playoffs.
I know.
Now, he's not been saved for an entire series, but there have been games where he's been saved. And by the way, Tatum led the team in points, rebounds, and assists in the finals. So let's not act like Tatum was like trash in that series and they still won. Tatum was arguably their best player.
I mean, obviously, I agreed with this quote about Tatum, but like the whole overall message, just like at some point, it also has to fall on you. Like the injuries, some of them have been freak, and it's hard to control injuries. But like had Tyrese not hitting those shots in Game 5, we're talking about a totally different conversation point about Joel Embiid. It's not even close.
I agree.
It's not even close.
Well, and also the whole like I came back when I shouldn't have. I respect it. I appreciate it. But it just, like when you're like, I was telling Tyrese, I'm not going to be able to play the fourth quarter. It just feels to me like excuse me.
Setting up.
Yeah, which if you want to do that, fine. It doesn't mean the excuses aren't true, but you have to accept how it comes across. And when you have, like if Embiid had won a title or if Embiid had been to the finals, then I think it'd be a little different. But when, fair or not, he is known as like the playoff failure guy in the NBA. Like, is there another star that you can think of is looked at as more of like an underachieving guy?
No.
Like Colin Cowherd, our GOAT, ripped him, and I thought it was mostly fair. Like, look, Embiid is my favorite player in the NBA. He's my second favorite Sixer of all time. But I thought the criticism that Colin Cowherd had for Embiid was fair.
Well, and it's just, I think that he does better by saying, I'm going to do this. I want it on my shoulders. Like, give me the ball, get out of the way, rather than like, I need help.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that kind of thing, because it leads to an excuse making, I think, at the end. And I don't think that's a great spot.
It doesn't help him.
And it doesn't help him. And like the LeBron old thing, part of the reason why I was excited about Joel going to the Olympics was like, okay, he's going to develop relationships there. I think LeBron was like,
yeah, he's burning bridges.
Like, sick, man. Thanks. I'm
Right.
old now. I can't. And then just create more nonsense. Like,
this is the time you had to do it. You couldn't wait like a month or that's a good point. Like if we want him to go there and, make connections and recruit, it doesn't sound like it was a good time to do the Drew Hanlon pod.
no, I don't.
He's ripping Tatum. He's ripping LeBron. I think he was Steph in there in the one of those?
I don't know. Well, the one he said I'd be in the GOAT conversation if I didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Little strong.
Yeah. He might be considered
One of the most talented centers of all time.
but it's about winning too. Like Yeah.
So
If he had 2 rings, like maybe we're talking about him as the best center of all time.
again, just leak that you didn't know he was being recorded.
Yeah, it'd be good.
That'd be helpful.
Well, it was crazy. So Drew Hanlon's impression of
Oh wait,
Embiid,
one podcast? Like his first podcast ever,
that's the one he
and then he brings on Embiid. Like,
clap your hands.
yeah, well, like, grow the thing a little bit.
Drew Hanlon's Embiid impression was so good that I saw multiple Twitter accounts like quote as if Embiid said it. Like they're
I've seen him do it before.
Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's uncanny.
He's very good at it.
Yeah. He also seems like he's really close to the situation.
Yeah.
Like texting the trainers.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
It's like Brady's guy with the
Goes up
Patriots.
to Philly.
Guerrero. Darryl was on the Ricky. He's also
Yes.
on WIP, but he got the big quote.
He was. Well, he was on WIP first.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
But the big quote was on the Ricky, and
As always.
per usual.
Yeah.
And he said that they were on the verge of making a trade
Mhm.
that would have put the payroll at $315 million next year, and it was signed off by everyone.
Shout out to Josh
What an
Harris.
owner!
Yeah.
What an owner!
Yeah, if only he cared.
If only
if only he cared.
If only he cared. Like, they're really good. Paul George, I've actually become like a huge fan of like Paul George the guy. Like, I
Yeah.
thought the video of him going around and answering phones with the ticket guys was funny.
I have a thought. Like, how many people do you think knew that was Paul George?
0.
Yeah, like
yeah,
that-
like they have to say, here's
I feel
Paul
like
George.
you almost have to say, like, everyone knew who Paul George was, but he doesn't have a super distinctive voice.
Right.
I think you should be like, hey, it's Paul.
But like he seemed
Even then, you might
Yeah.
say Paul George.
The guy's like, I talk to your manager. It's like, hey, it's Paul.
where's yeah, get out of the second round, man.
With Paul on.
Yeah, I'm not renewing. Like,
I'm
yeah.
not renewing.
This is Paul. Yeah, wake me up when
Welcome to Philly, Paul.
Yeah. Imagine if they called Chuck him out of Harry. But
who's a big Well, God.
I would say Chuck. But Yeah, and PG just like he seems like a normal guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Which has been
Seems super chill. Seems fun. His pod seems good.
big fan of chill. Yeah, just chill.
Yeah.
But like, man, imagine if they actually pulled off a Laurie trade on top of all this.
It's all right. Trust tree. Like, there's part of me that, to be clear, I would make the trade for Laurie.
There it is.
I would do it. I think it makes sense. Would that be a little too dream teamy? Would it be almost
bit.
too many guys?
A little bit without seeing.
Yeah.
how it
Now, the
meshes
thing is, he
personally.
fits perfectly. But, like, is he really going to just be a spot up corner 3 guy? So, I don't know. I would do it because, again, I think the Laurie Maxey window is, like, a nice thing to have as, like, the backbone of your franchise.
Plus, if you need to sit Embiid, you need to
sit Embiid.
sit
Exactly.
PG,
I
sit
just
Kyle
can't
Lowry.
help thinking he doesn't do exactly for the Sixers what Porzingis did for the Celtics. Like almost
Yeah, I think he's way
Exactly.
better. But I agree with
the role.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But do you think it'd be a little too much?
maybe, but I want to see it. Like,
Yeah, I would do it.
Like,
Yeah.
I would like.
He's
to
young. He's awesome.
Yeah, and we do care
He
about
should play.
the future, yeah, the future of the Sixers too. And making sure that they have someone on the back end of this as these guys get old. That
I know you do.
I'm a big Windows man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so glad they didn't trade any of the
Yeah, I was
prospects.
gonna say, I know, yeah. You're big now. You're big. Hold
Yeah.
on to the prospect.
always
guy.
always
Yeah.
have been
You've always
prospect
been a
hugger.
big Aiden Miller guy too.
Yeah, well, you know me.
Yeah.
You know me. So that was interesting. And he also, Daryl said that he tried to hire people away from the Phillies because he believes in their
Did
culture.
he?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a win for you.
Yeah, it's just hands off. Don't even. We got we got stuff to take care of.
Yeah.
So, but either way, obviously Daryl. It was
Now,
a nice
let
part.
me ask you this: do you think that means Daryl recognizes winners?
Do you think that? Sure.
'Cause you've said he hasn't in the past. So
do you
if he's
thi-
trying to hire from the Phillies, do you think that means he
He
recognizes?
recognizes who can recognize winners.
It's
Yeah.
helping his brand, which is good. Do you think that he is gonna come on, clap your hands next?
He should.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should.
Come on,
Yeah.
Daryl.
He was. I mean, you've already had him on.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. So it's interesting right now because I think for the first time really in my life, like those 3 teams, Flyers will see. No idea how healthy they are, but they seem
They
healthy.
got the new 19-year-old.
Michkov threw out the
Yeah.
first
There
pitch.
you go.
But like, dude, it feels like Daryl's settled in.
The clip of Michkov being like, "I'm happy to be here" was so funny when he stepped outside of the Flyers practice facility.
He's like, yeah, I'm here.
yeah. I'm excited to watch him play. In all
I'm
seriousness.
excited to
I might
watch him play
the
too.
first Flyers game.
39. I wish he changed his number, but
I don't think hockey numbers matter. They're all weird.
39 doesn't look bad on a hockey jersey.
And it's not a good number.
it's not a good number.
I guess ideally you'd want like 99 or like 88
Well,
or
The
Nah,
9,
the
the 9
great-
is what I'm focused on. The
Yeah.
9 is pretty.
Well, the
I'm
great
holding
one
it.
wore 99.
Is it retired for everywhere?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. But the so Michkov's there, but like from the 3 teams perspective, I mean, everyone's pretty healthy right now. Pretty
Yeah.
healthy, and the Sixers. This feels like the most healthy they've been in forever.
This is the most excited you've been for the Sixers in a while.
Yeah, because
think
it
so, too.
feels more sustainable than.
Yeah.
Now we'll see what Embiid and how long this window is. But like at least like Daryl, to his credit, like he had a plan, stuck to it, and he's executed it pretty well.
Where's our cap space jersey, by the way?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should send you one that says winners on the back.
Yeah.
But if you think about when's the last time the Sixers entered a season with no drama? Last year was the Harden thing, right? He was still on the roster when they started. The year before,
Ben.
well, I
Yeah,
guess
Ben Simmons.
no, I guess Harden was on the roster the year before.
No.
Yeah, 'cause
last
he played
no, it's
more.
Ben.
He played more than a half a season here.
No,
But he
but
came in at the deadline.
the Ben trade, the Harden trade was at February of 2022.
But wasn't Harden here a year and a half?
He was here the rest of that year
And
right.
then last year.
and last year.
Yeah, so he.
The start of this year was when the Harden thing happened.
Yeah. I'm talking about not this year they lost to the Knicks. The year they lost to the Celtics in the playoffs. They entered that season, I don't think, with any drama.
No, they lost the Heat in the playoffs.
The first year
Oh, yeah.
Harden was here.
Yeah.
Harden lost twice in the playoffs here. The Heat and the Celtics.
So I guess there was no drama,
Yeah.
right?
But there was
sure there
like,
was something.
Yeah, there was probably something going on.
Sure there was
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Well, Harden hadn't got the extent.
Harden
I
didn't
don't
get the extension. That's
Ah.
true.
He took the team friendly.
the team friendly deal, so they
What a
get
guy.
PJ
Oh yeah,
Tucker.
that's right.
That's what
right.
it was.
PJ Tucker. The year before
Yeah.
that was Ben. The year before that was, I don't know, like this coming off of COVID, so who knows?
Yeah.
And then it's the
This
most.
is the stillest the water has been.
The
It's
most
like,
healthy.
It's like Maine water.
Oh, it's like
Nice.
this
It's like the-
main
It's
water.
like the Maine just crystal clear. It's
Oh, it's
standing there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. One guy that I have personally lost so much money on
Mm,
is Reggie Jackson.
your boy.
Reggie Jackson is a Sixer.
Yeah.
It brings to my question of if you can identify winners, but
Well,
he-
he's won a title
sort of
with
yeah.
your boy,
with
with your role player boy.
yeah. So I like Reggie Jackson. He's gonna have those games where he thinks he's like the best player in the team,
Yeah.
and tries to take over. But at least from a guy that can like still get by people and get you a bucket and could be a guy off the bench, he's fine.
He's someone that I definitely thought was better at shooting than he is.
Mhm.
Like his
He shoots all
3-point
the
numbers
time,
are
yeah.
not as good as I
Mhm.
thought. Again, my concern with this team is they're old.
Well, he's not.
He's old. He's like, I think he's over 32, 33.
Yeah, he still moves well though.
Yeah, that's
You,
good.
you gotta
That's
look
good.
at
I
you gotta
would
look at
hope
the
so.
you gotta look at the movement numbers.
Yeah,
rather
I
than
mean, like
the age.
him and Lowry as backup point guards are potentially. I guess they won't start. That's the other thing Morey said on the Ricky is it's going to be the 5 guys we thought. Like it's going to be Maxey, Oubre, Caleb Martin. Why can't I think of the 5th? Oh, obviously Paul George and then Embiid. But like a bench of Lowry and Reggie does feel a little redundant. Would you agree with that? And you have Eric Gordon. Like that's a lot of old guys coming.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think Reggie Jackson is not. I know he's a point guard, but I think he's more of a scoring guard,
I agree
like a
with
combo
that.
guard. Whereas I think Kyle Lowry's a point guard.
Yeah.
So and it also allows matchups. Like I'm sure, like your boy Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if they want to go, if they feel like they
Nick
need.
Nurse just watching the Olympics,
Just the master
learning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taking notes.
Yeah.
Can't wait till Kerr's at like a coaching convention being like, and here's why I didn't play Embiid.
Yeah.
South Sudan.
Yeah. But like I think that they're a little redundant, sure, but like they're different pieces. Like Eric Gordon's just a shooter, you know.
Yeah.
Like Reggie Jackson can get you a bucket. Kyle Lowry's a point guard. I don't know how much Lowry's gonna play. Like Lowry feels like 8 minutes a night.
Well, that's kind of what we thought before, and he ended up playing quite a bit. in
Yeah,
the
but also
playoffs.
circumstances change. Like if there's a bunch of injuries, sure he's gonna play.
And I guess they have better players now.
They've way better players now.
Yeah.
Way better players now. So
Agreed.
I don't think we're gonna see much Jared McCain this year.
I'm a little worried they're going to trade him.
What worries you about that?
Well, I like Jared McCain. I want him to be on the team. I want to see him develop. Like I think he's a fun guy. So I would prefer them not to trade him. But I agree with you. He's not going to play a ton this year.
Who are they even trading him for?
Laurie.
I don't. Yeah, we'll see if that deal. We'll
Yeah.
see if that deal comes to fruition. And then the final thing before we get out of here and record as soon as possible for another podcast
Yes.
is for the first time in 10 plus years. They're changing the Wells Fargo
I know.
name.
No.
Wow.
Also, here's a take. So I went and saw Blink-182 at the Wells Fargo Center, as one does. Dude, by the way, they crushed it.
Okay.
They got a lot of hits. They got
so,
a lot of hits.
I was not a Blink. So here's the thing. I was not a Blink guy in the moment.
Yeah.
And then now that I've gotten older, the nostalgia takes over.
Yes, I was not a huge Blink guy in the moment. It was not my genre of music.
Right.
But like, dude, all the small things.
Kind
Tore it down.
of slaps.
Yeah. I don't
Does it have aura?
think this. Yeah.
They have aura.
Does Blink have aura?
Yeah.
They had aura.
Yeah, I got some aura.
I was thinking in the moment they might be the best band of all time.
You
Yeah.
need to stop.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah,
stop.
I will.
Too much aura.
I don't know if the Sixers need new arena. The new club section is awesome.
Yeah.
The arena is fine.
I feel like that's dying down a lot.
well, I think
Well,
no,
now
I-
they might go to Camden.
Yeah.
Is the report that we
Like I'd be fine if they went into the city, but my
Well-
current vote would be like just keep all. I like all the teams being there. I don't think they need a new arena. Their locker room does blow. I'll give them that. But like,
but they want an arena because they don't.
no, I know the reasoning for it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
Reason
like
makes sense.
the Wells Fargo is still a very nice arena.
Sure.
Is the point I'm.
And there's talks of just updating the complex as a whole, right? Making it.
That would be
little-
sick.
That'd be sick. I
Yeah.
like that.
It's one of
Well-
those things where I think to myself, it sucks that it's probably not gonna be another 5 or 6 years. Like I would love to like have been like in my 20s when that happened.
What?
To have like that whole arena with like all the restaurants and like everything.
You think you're too old for it?
Well, I mean, by the time it's built, I'll probably be like, I don't know,
45?
44, 45. Like I'll
Ah.
still be, I'll still like go get dinner, but I just think how fun it would be like if I was younger there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expensive, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's
true.
gonna be cool. It's,
Xfinity is more. Yeah.
yeah.
Affordable.
Yeah. Well, Walker can enjoy it.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
gonna enjoy it more than I am.
Yeah, he will.
That's
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I mean the problem with the Sixers, like they don't own anything in there. So
Yeah, no, I understand from a business perspective, but I think sometimes like then
I
it's
hope
like-
they stay.
Yeah, I hope they stay. That's
I-
my new current vote. I hope they stay.
That's good. That's
Thank
good. But the name change is gonna be a big one. It's funny because I don't think the link can never change, and CBP can never change.
So I agree with you. I don't think the link can ever change. It's
And-
already known at the link. Citizens Bank, I agree, can't change. But they did change like Staples. I mean, you know, that
No.
stuff does happen.
Won't be able to handle that well.
Yeah. Well, you're
they collapse
handling,
this
you're
year, they
handling
can change
this
the
so
name
well.
to
Yeah,
whatever they
exactly. Yeah,
But the
yeah.
Wells Fargo Center for the first time in a while. I'm kind of
What
excited.
should they change it to?
I don't know. Bryson Bank.
Yeah.
Heard a lot of Wawa Center, Wawa Arena.
That'd be good.
Oh,
Just
be
a big goose on
very
the side of the arena.
Rita's.
big ass
Yeah.
goose.
I like
Yeah,
it.
the goose would be cool actually. On the
I
side.
wouldn't mind the goose.
They make it. So is there colors now? They're like new yellow and
Wow,
brown.
what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Are
like
they?
that.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like
that's like
that
red?
throwback.
That
Yeah.
clay.
I'm always pro
red.
throwback at all times. I'm a vintage man.
I agree with that. I
Thank
think
you.
sometimes it's a little like I don't like the Sixers' current logo. I wish they had like a futuristic logo, but I'm okay with wearing throwback stuff.
No futuristic stuff. Everything back to the 90s at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
At all times. Well, it was an eventful podcast.
It was fun.
An up and down podcast.
Yes.
A lot to do
The
today.
breakdown of the international game was great.
Yes, thank you. It's a beautiful game.
And the New England area.
And the New England area. No one has dominated the northern part
Like
of,
clap your hands.
of this
I
continent.
actually am going to Maine in October for a wedding. So
Wow.
Are you
Either
officiating that one?
again?
I'm not
That's good.
officiating this one. No.
Do you feel pressure doing that?
Groomsman. It was different type of like speaking arrangement. Never been like that emotional when giving.
Did you
a
cray?
speech. I didn't cry. Almost.
How'd it go?
So I think as
friend
the
and her-
officiant, it's acceptable to cry, but I think
No.
it's more acceptable to cry when you're like doing a best man speech or you're in the
Yes.
groomsman. I think with your officiant, you kind of have to.
I don't
you
think.
gotta be-
I don't
not
think
make
was
it
just-
about you. You know.
You got to be
mom-
objective.
My
Yeah,
mom,
exactly,
who was
yeah.
in the crowd, told me I couldn't cry.
Yeah, I think that's
Cry.
the correct.
You
take.
can't cry as a
Can't
guy
cry as an
officiating the
officiant.
wedding.
Yeah, I agree.
It was close though. It was.
I could see. I could
was
picture
fun.
that. Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, for Eliot Shorr-Parks, James Jackson, and Jack Fritz, this has been another edition of Clap Your Hands.